Well, it's been a quiet week in Wobegon, Minnesota, my hometown. Well, it's been a quiet week in Lake Wobegon, Minnesota, my hometown. Out there on the edge of the prairie, it's been warm. It's been in the 40s now, and so we're having to face up to the prospect of a brown Christmas, but we just have to deal with it, that's all. There's nothing can be done about it. That snow has melted. It's been raining here this last week. Fields are muddy. Out at the Tallaroos farm, the post evidently came loose in the fence of the pasture, and the bull got out, and he leaned against it, and it fell down, and he got out, and he slid down this muddy slope into a ditch and sprained his front left ankle. Was not otherwise damaged, and Dwayne had to go and get him out and take the front loader and cargo straps and wrestle him out of there. He called the vet to come, and the vet did. It took a long time. The bull was not cooperative, and got him finally up on flat ground. The bull was there complaining, and the vet put a cast on that left front leg. And then I don't know how this happened or why, but he found that he had an enlarged prostate as well. And so that was the reason he hadn't been very good at doing his job, and his valuable bull, and so he gave Dwayne a whole big jar of suppositories that now he's going to have to apply, and the vet showed him how, and it took the whole day just doing this thing. You fall 2 steps back, and it takes you all day to get back to where you were. And then he went into the Chatterbox Cafe the next morning for coffee, and everybody knew about it. Well, it's been a quiet week in Lake Wobegon, Minnesota, my hometown. Out there on the edge of the prairie, it's been warm. It's been in the 40s now, and so we're having to face up to the prospect of a brown Christmas, but we just have to deal with it, that's all. There's nothing can be done about it. That snow has melted. It's been raining here this last week. Fields are muddy. Out at the Tallaroos farm, the post evidently came loose in the fence of the pasture, and the bull got out, and he leaned against it, and it fell down, and he got out, and he slid down this muddy slope into a ditch and sprained his front left ankle. Was not otherwise damaged, and Dwayne had to go and get him out and take the front loader and cargo straps and wrestle him out of there. He called the vet to come, and the vet did. It took a long time. The bull was not cooperative, and got him finally up on flat ground. The bull was there complaining, and the vet put a cast on that left front leg. And then I don't know how this happened or why, but he found that he had an enlarged prostate as well. And so that was the reason he hadn't been very good at doing his job, and his valuable bull, and so he gave Dwayne a whole big jar of suppositories that now he's going to have to apply, and the vet showed him how, and it took the whole day just doing this thing. you fall 2 steps back, and it takes you all day to get back to where you were. And then he went into the Chatterbox Cafe in the next morning for coffee, and everybody knew about it. How did everybody know about it? He couldn't figure that. They couldn't talk about anything else other than suppositories. It's nothing you want to talk about when you are having your breakfast. Last Sunday was the second Sunday in Advent, and Pastor Liz preached on John the Baptist, the voice crying out in the wilderness, "Make straight the way of the Lord. Every valley shall be exalted, every mountain and hill made low, and the crooked shall be made straight." She preached on this, and that it's everyone's job to carry the message. Angels cannot do the whole job. We are God's angels, and we are here to carry this message. It's not about feeling warm and comfortable. It's about doing the work that is supposed to be done if you believe what you say you believe. Congregation didn't seem all that interested in this message. She meant this as a direct hint to the men's and the women's Bible study groups in Lake Wobegon Lutheran, which have been languishing over the years. The men's Bible study group has 7 members, and they don't meet at the church anymore. They meet at Clint Bunson's home, and she has suspicions that it's become cribbage now. They're talking about whatever over cribbage. The women's Bible study group split into 2, and one, the smaller group, is the traditional group that takes up a passage of Scripture and discusses it, and then there's the kind of free form that just takes up whatever they feel like talking about. She stepped in on that larger group this last week, and they were talking about tattoos, and what do you say to your child if she decides to go off and get a tattoo, and do you try to talk her out of it, or is this only going to encourage her further? And one woman had a story to tell about how her daughter got this enormous tattoo on her back of flames all the way up to the back of her neck, so she had to wear turtlenecks from then on as she finished college, and she got a master's degree in education, but she could not get a job due to the word duh, D-U-H, across her forehead. Not in enormous type, but still large enough to be readable, duh, up on her forehead. One of those things you do late at night, and alcohol is involved, and then you repent of this at leisure. And so she could not get a job any better than a short order cook, though she had a master's degree in education. So she had to go get this thing lasered off. And she called up her mother and said, "Could I borrow $5,000? That's how much it's going to cost to get this duh taken off her forehead." What do you do in this case? Do you pay for this? Do you insist that she learn the lesson herself? What do you do? This was Bible study. Pastor Liz watched from a doorway. She was sort of astonished. This was Tuesday night. This was the night of their potluck supper and their white elephant exchange. This is a unique institution in Lake Wobegon. Not the potluck, that happens all the time, but so they brought out these hot dishes, a whole parade of hot dishes, most involving noodles, and also the some rice dishes for people who want to be strange, and then they brought out the white elephant gifts. Each is wrapped, nicely wrapped, and each is something ugly or useless that somebody else has gotten, and you wrap it up nicely, and then you have a drawing, and people choose. And the thing is that you have to open this white elephant gift, and you have to make a fuss over it and how much you admire it and so forth, even though you're thinking about who else you could give this to. And so there it is, and there's the Jesse Ventura bobblehead, and there's the the mold in the form of a moose that you can make chocolate mousse in, and if that's interesting to you, and the playing cards with the apostles on the face. Paul is the ace, and Peter is the king, and John is the queen, and Judas is the jack, of course, and so forth. They opened all of these, and then it was time to eat, and they looked around for Pastor Liz. Everybody was talking. They were talking and chattering, and the way you get Lutherans to shut up, she just stood up and she said, "The Lord be with you." And pew. And reflexively they say, "And also with you." You don't need to ding on a glass or anything. And then she said a prayer, hoping that the Lord would bless the women's study group and make their studies fruitful. She used the word fruitful. Though it's sad that even in mainline churches, there are people growing up who wouldn't know the parable of the vineyard, who've never read the prophets Obadiah and Hosea and Amos. There are children who don't know where Proverbs is or Ecclesiastes. They can't find it in their own Bible that was given to them by their grandparents and that still looks fresh and new. Pastor Liz does not know what to do about that, but she sat there not wanting to preach. She had some hot dish, and they talked, and they talked. They talked about Darlene mostly. Darlene down at the Chatterbox Cafe. There's been this man who's been coming around. He's a pharmacist, and his name is Nelson Tollefson, and he wants to reopen Dave's Drugs, which is down next to the Mercantile on Main Street, and which has been closed now for years and years, and he's talking about reopening that. And it's so clear that he was interested in Darlene, and Darlene was interested in him, the waitress at the Chatterbox. They were very sweet on each other. He took all of his meals at the Chatterbox, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Nice-looking man with black hair with streaks of gray, and he wore nice jeans and a flannel plaid shirt, what you might call lumbersexual, and he liked her, and they had things in common. He loved bacon. He liked bacon with every meal, and he liked it crisp and not floppy. And Darlene likes bacon as well. You know, you can build a relationship on these things. She used to take her coffee with cream, but now she doesn't anymore because he takes it black. They had these things in common. He worked the crossword puzzle every morning, and the 2 times that he turned to her and asked her if she had any idea what this clue might mean. She knew the word. The last time it was the word peripheral. The clue was not in but not far, peripheral. And that was the key that opened up the whole puzzle. Once he got peripheral, everything else just went ding, 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 ding. And he got the whole thing. And for her, the thought that something peripheral could be the key to something was very interesting. No, she's thought a lot. She's thought a lot. He was saying that it had been a long time since he had a good prime rib dinner. And she said, they have a prime rib special at the Moonlight Bay Supper Club every Friday night. Oh, he said, and waited a few seconds. And then he said, would you like to go? And yes, she would. She's thought a lot about this. She wants to buy the Chatterbox Cafe when Dorothy is ready to retire, and she has all sorts of ideas what she would like to do with it. People are not interested in the hot beef sandwich anymore. She wants to do more salads and do lighter things and not these big, heavy meals. People are over that. They've been over that for a long time. She can imagine that he would buy the drugstore, she would have the Chatterbox, and they could merge them. They could become one. She's thought a lot about that. He's not so interested in that, she can tell. he likes her, but he doesn't want to be pinned down. He doesn't want to be cornered, which if you are going out with somebody in a small town, you always are. Even now, people see him on the street and they say, well, how's Darlene? As if he knew. This makes him uneasy. They went out to the Moonlight Bay for the prime rib special, and they were talking. He was talking a little bit too much about his ex-wife. Darlene was not interested in that. She wanted to talk about the future, and she tried to bring the topic to the future. And then he took a big bite of steak, and he started to cough. He started to cough, and he stood up, and he put his hand over his mouth. She said, are you all right? And he didn't say anything. Well, she's taken first aid, and she studied the Heimlich maneuver, and this seemed to be a classic Heimlich situation, where you're standing up, your hand is up to your mouth, and you can't speak. And she was over that table. She was vaulted over that table, and she grabbed hold of him, and she turned him around. He got away momentarily, and he broke loose, and he tipped over somebody's table, and water went hither and yon, and he tried to make it to the door, and she grabbed hold of him, and she folded him right over her arm, and she got her hands into the Heimlich position, and just as he said, I'm okay, she gave him the Heimlich, and the whole dinner came up. The whole dinner came up. He started to run for the door. He ran for the door. She said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought, and out the door, he bolted and he dashed for his pickup. And he got in his pickup. She was running behind. She was in high heels, so it was slow going. And he got the pickup started and he backed her up and she ran up to the door and she knocked on his window, but he would not roll the window down. And he pulled away and he took off, and he's not been seen ever since. I was not there. But people say that when she got hold of him the second time, she just folded that man over her arm. She took hold of that man like a dog catches a rabbit, like a mongoose catches a cobra. That man was putty in her hands, and that was what scared him off, was her strength, how strong she was. And people say, if that was what scared him off, then better he should leave, because this is Lake Wobegon, where all the women are strong and all the men are good looking and all the children are above average.
Come on already. I gotta see Santa. Excuse me. Look out, please. Hey, kid, hurry home. Your mom's baking cookies. Hey, Santa, look, we're both busy guys, so here's what I want.
No fair. We've been waiting here since Thanksgiving. Yeah, no fair.
Woody Woodpecker? The one who lives in a tree house and goes, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, so?
Mr. Woodpecker, may I call you Woody? Our records show you've been more than a little self-centered this year. Therefore, we're thinking something along the lines of, well, cool this Christmas. Furthermore, because of bad behavior, we'll be repossessing your gifts for the past 5 years. Have a Merry Christmas!
Oh, it can't be. No Christmas gifts. What am I gonna do? I got it. If I videotape myself doing kind deeds, I'm sure to get right back on Santa's good list. Sometimes you gotta make good deeds happen. Well, what do you know? Looks like my good friend Wally's fence is broken. I took this board off my own house. Ooh, now the cold wind whips through and chills me to the bone. But nothing is too much trouble for my pal Wally, especially at Christmas. The more I thought about it, the more I realized the real spirit of Christmas is not having any boundaries between neighbors. Santa, I make it my duty to clear Ms. Meanie's walkway whenever it snows. No way I'm hand shoveling that snow. Are you kidding me? It'd take all day.
Hey. Hey! Got a delivery from Miss Meanie!
Just a sec. Oh, a delivery, you say? Why, it's a good neighborly thing to care for your friends' packages when they aren't home.
Thanks, neighbor.
Don't mention it. Oh, no. Ms. Meanie's tree. Back, I say. Give me my tree, you maniac most maker. Oh, no. Won't Miss Meanie be happy? She won't have to worry about recycling her tree after Christmas. You know, Santa, Wally just loves Christmas lights, so I thought I'd surprise him with these. Ooh.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, I'll have these back in a flash. Hey, what are friends for? Ta-da! Uh-oh. Fire! Oh, no! I burnt down Wally's house. No, this can't be.
Hi, remember me? We met earlier. Woof. This idea, it's not working for you.
But,
Woody, my friend, all you've done is try and look good so you can get more presents. And trust me, this doesn't make you look good.
no, Charlie, wait.
Take it up with the big guy. He'll be here in 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Woohoo! Good as new. Hey, Santa, over here. Hey, big guy, it's me, Woody.
Ho, 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 ho! Oh, pull out! Oh!
Santa!
You saved me. Woody?
I guess I kind of stuck my neck in where it didn't belong, Santa.
Ooh, but your heart was in the right place. That was the most selfless act of bravery I've ever seen. Ooh, you know, looks like I may have been wrong about you all year long. Have a Merry Christmas, Woody.
Wowie! Santa's demand! Oh, boy! Merry Christmas, Santa! Woo-hoo! Merry Christmas, everyone!
Ho, ho, ho,
Boy, do I love Christmas. I told Pop I wanted a new set of golf clubs. I told Winnie I wanted a big screen TV. I told Not Hit and Splinter I wanted... Not Hit and Splinter! I forgot to get them anything. Coming through! Made it with time to spare. Say, free gift wrapping? Well, jingle my bells.
Switching people's Christmas presents for rocks is the best scam I ever come up with, Twinkie.
But it's Christmas, boss. I'm sick of working so hard. The rocks are heavy. I got paper cuts.
We got us another customer, and it looks like a two-rock job.
Free gift wrapping, huh?
Yeah, like the saying goes, when you giveth, we taketh. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, please, Santy. I want some ointment.
Well, it's been a quiet week in Lake Wobegon, Minnesota, my hometown. Out there on the edge of the prairie, it's been warm. It's been in the 40s now, and so we're having to face up to the prospect of a brown Christmas, but we just have to deal with it, that's all. There's nothing can be done about it. That snow has melted. It's been raining here this last week. Fields are muddy. Out at the Tolleroo's farm, the post evidently came loose from the fence of the pasture in the bowl. Well, it's been a quiet week in Lake Wobegon, Minnesota, my hometown. Out there on the edge of the prairie, it's been warm. It's been in the 40s now, and so we're having to face up to the prospect of a brown Christmas, but we just have to deal with it, that's all. There's nothing can be done about it. That snow has melted. It's been raining here this last week.
Imagine a world where everybody covered in gold. Everybody get a cover, keep out cold. And surely the world treat everybody the same.
Hey.
Rugged and it might, but it'll always be a ball chain. Covered in mud and blood for love. Starting to feel like a bag where I started from. Picking up the pieces, losing all reasons. Stepping in roses as I go. Man, don't understand what's been good for him. And that man, he's so damn full of himself. Sometimes that man needs the light to keep him warm. Sometimes it's the darkness for protection. Covered in love and blood of love. Starting to get back to where I started from. Looking for a reason, losing all the pieces. Stepping on roses as I go. for the love. Trying to find my way back to where I started from. Looking for a reason, picking up some pieces, stepping in roses as I go.
Once upon a time, on Christmas Eve, Ebenezer Scrooge sat in his office counting his money when a lady was shown in who was collecting for the poor.
Oh, it's our annual collection for the poor and destitute, sir. To buy them food and fuel. How much would you like to donate?
Excuse me? Okay, that is a really stupid question. Okay? Every last one that loses, I say it again, deport them. Okay? Every one of them, total losers. Send them back where they came from.
But there are 11 million of them, Mr. Scrooge.
I don't care. You got to round them up, send them south, okay? And we'll build a beautiful wall to keep the others out. You got to be tremendously tough, okay?
That night, as Scrooge sat in his rooms eating his supper, he heard someone coming up the stairs into the room, dragging chains behind him.
Ebenezer Scrooge! It is I, your partner, Jacob Marley, condemned to walk the earth carrying the chains I forged in life.
I got to tell you, I got no idea what you're talking about here.
Beware, Ebenezer, lest you meet the same fate.
Okay, you're a total loser, you know that? You're disgusting, what a dope. Okay, very low energy dope too, I might add.
You will be visited by a spirit tonight at the stroke of 12.
Right, sure, okay. What do you know? See you later. Good riddance. Hello? Okay, who's this now? Excuse me, who are you?
Oh, I am the spirit whose coming was foretold to you. The ghost of Christmas past.
Oh boy, is this gonna take long here? You know, I got a whole list of appointments here. Got to see the dermatologist, you know, talk to the guys who count my money. Got to fly down to Florida, okay,
No, you need to look. Here's who you were 10 years ago.
There we go.
You supported universal health care, a ban on assault weapons, legalization of marijuana. You were pro-choice. You were opposed to us going to war unless there was a direct threat to the country. And you proposed a one-time 14% surtax on wealth.
Right.
You were to the left of Bernie Sanders, Ebenezer. So what happened?
Okay, who are you? Are you from the Washington Post? Oh yeah, Washington Post. Look, you're a disaster, okay? You're the worst ghost I ever saw in my life. Get out of here. Security, get this ghost out. Come on, move it. Oh boy, what is this? Another one? Okay, what do you want, huh? Who are you now?
I am the ghost of Christmas present.
You have a Christmas present for me then, is that?
I am here to show you the humble condo of your assistant vice president, Bob Cratchit.
Oh boy, I should have fired him a long time ago.
See where he and his little family gather for their Christmas goose?
Well, here we are, children. Come, please. It's our Christmas pudding, it is. Tapioca. Wish it could be more, but anyway, children, please. Yes.
Oh, and a very handsome tapioca pudding it is, love.
Well, no thanks to Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, no.
No, you an assistant vice president earning $35,000 a year. Lousy benefits, ugly offices. Your boss always in your face demanding, harassing people. And now he's running for president. What an embarrassment.
Now it's Christmas Eve, my love.
Oh, geez, I gotta tell you something. That is not much of a dinner there, Spirit. Are they gonna order takeout or what? Hey, who's the kid sitting in the corner?
That is their little boy, Tiny Tim.
Wow, how do you get to be so tiny? He looks what? He looks about 4 inches tall there.
3.5. He was shrunken by watching too much television. Reality television. His brain is the size of a dried lentil. And he is one of your biggest supporters. See his T-shirt?
I sure do. Scrooge, make America great again. That's my boy. Say, what'll happen to him anyway here?
The next spirit will come tonight at the tolling of the bell. Farewell, Mr. Scrooge.
Wait, farewell. Whoa, wait, whoa. So, I take you to the ghosts of Christmas yet to come. Okay, what do you got for me? What's that man saying on the TV there?
Meanwhile, in New York, the Scrooge organization filed for bankruptcy protection following the losses of leases.
Okay, what's going on here? Hey, narrator guy, you. Narrator, you.
Me?
That's right, you.
Yeah?
I don't like where this is going here.
Uh-huh.
You're going to show me that tiny kid, aren't you? And
Well.
then I'm supposed to burst into tears, promise to reform. Am I right here? Huh? Am I right?
Well.
What? Oh, what's this paper you handed me here? What are these, my lines? Okay, you expect me to say that? I am not the man I was. I promise to honor Christmas in my heart every day of the year. Come on, get out of here. I've never apologized in my life. I'm not going to start now. If you think so, you're a bunch of dopes, total losers, ghosts, all of you. You want an inspirational story? Find somebody else. I am out of here. Goodbye.
Ebenezer.
What? Oh.
Benny.
Mom,
Just say your lines nice and clear.
do I have to?
Yes.
I will honor Christmas in my heart.
Look up when you say it.
Okay.
Look at me, nice clear voice.
I will honor Christmas.
Diction.
I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year.
Yes.
I will live in the past, the present, and the future. I will forego pride, ill will, hatred, envy, bigotry, and selfishness. I will be as good a man as this good old city's ever known.
That's very good,
Okay,
Benny.
can I go now?
One more line, Benny.
Oh, come on, Ma.
Say it loud and clear.
God bless us, everyone.
There you go.
God bless us, everyone, Ebenezer. You're so right. That's our show from the Fitzgerald Theater here in downtown St. Paul.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Look at that face, just look at it. Look at that fabulous face of yours. When you first looked, I took at it. This is a face that the world adores. Look at those eyes as cheery and bright as can be. Look at that nose, it glows for us all to see. As for your smile, it's lyrical, friendly, and warm as a Christmas day. Every girl, every boy sees the meaning of joy in that face. Build a rover, joy, come on and twinkle and twinkle. Wrinkle your eyes, wobble your chins. Bring out your bell, remember wink and giggle. Wiggle your beard, keep up your grins, get out and sell the spell. Oh, 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 be a Santa, holy Santa, holy Santa. Spread the word of Merry Christmas, be so jolly, decked with holly, and by golly, everyone will love you if you be a Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! What was that for?
That was for last year.
That was for last
Be a Santa, jolly Santa, happy Santa, give the world a Merry Christmas.
And I'll certainly bring you all those things. Merry Christmas, ho, ho, ho.
What are you doing here?
I'm leaving you, Harold. I'm fed up. I have had it.
Well, what's wrong now?
I can't stand that crummy apartment anymore. I want some decent furniture. I want a color television and a stereo. And I want some decent clothes so we can go to fancy places. And I want a new car to go there in. And I want a fur coat so I won't get cold.
Who do you think I am, Santa Claus?
Be a Santa, jolly Santa, happy Santa, give the world a Merry Christmas.
Oh, what a Christmas, what a Christmas. I have been to Australia, Africa, Asia. Honey, I've traveled 30,000 miles without a stop and pooped.
Well, did you leave the sleigh out, honey?
Why?
'Cause we need a bottle of milk for in the morning.
Crack your belly, then let go. Shake like jelly to and fro. Roar and bellow in the snow, like a mellow buffalo.
I did some shopping Christmas Day, and I ran into a department store that had a real Santa. Well, this Santa Claus was real. He was a real playful guy, you know. You should have seen him throwing my 12-year-old up in the air. Lucky he didn't spill any of it. And boy, was that store crowded. I scratched my back, and 2 women slapped me. Now, a little light on the snow, you. I was in the toy department, and I tell you, the dolls they're making these days are almost human. The salesman showed me a doll that can brush its hair, brush its teeth, wash its face, and it walks and talks and it wets. And I said, hey there, how much is it? And he said, oh, you can't buy it. You have to adopt it.
The Dean Martin Christmas Show.
The snow comes to cover the ground. Where they cover? It's a time to play. It's a whipped cream day. I wait for it the whole year round. Although the marshmallow clouds being friendly in the arms of the evergreen tree. And the sun is red like a pumpkin head. It's shining so your nose won't freeze. All the world is your snowball. See how it grows. See how it goes. Whenever it snows, the world is your snowball, just for a song. Get out and roll it on. Favorite sweethearts, take a walk with your favorite girl. It's a sugar day. What if spring is late? It's winter, the Marshmallow World. Move it. I beg your pardon. When the snow comes to cover the ground. It's time for play. It's a whipped cream day. I wait for it the whole year round.
There's a marshmallow clouds staying friendly in the arms of the evergreen trees.
Ah, the sun is red like a pumpkin head. It's shining so your nose won't freeze. Ah, the world is your snowball. See how it grows. See how it goes. Whenever it snows, world is your snowball, just like a song. Get out, move it along. Hey, in the yummy, yummy world, favorite sweetheart. You take a walk with your favorite girl. It's a sugar date. What if spring is late? It's winter, it's a marshmallow world. Voice spreads good cheer. I'll bet there's tinsel hanging from his tonsils. Hey, come on with me now. We're gonna meet my pal, Bob Newhart. at this department store. He's going to be playing the part of a guy, and there's no music here. He's going to be playing the part of a guy in a rather embarrassing position of returning a toupee that his wife had bought him. I'm going to be the clerk, and wait, here he comes. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bob Moore.
Is this the complaint department?
Yes, sir. This is the complaint department. May I help you?
You have a private room of some kind. I'd like to discuss returning a gift.
Is it underwear, sir?
It isn't underwear or anything like that. See, my wife bought me a toupee, and she gave it to me early so that I could wear it to some of the Christmas parties. And I'd like to return it.
Oh, well, do you have it with you, sir?
It's under the hat.
Well, what model is it?
I don't know what model it is. The crew cut with the widow's peak.
Oh, that would be our Mr. Wonderful model.
Yes. I don't know what you people call it. I'd like to return it.
Well, you'll have to show me the merchandise to be returned, you know, if you want to show it to me.
Well, I'll show it to you in a minute. There's some people coming. Just don't stare at me. Just
yeah.
There it is.
See, too much of that.
Problem is, when people pass me on the street and they start laughing. You know, I notice lately they started laughing.
Well, it certainly makes you look years younger.
Yeah, well, it may make me look years younger, but people still laugh, you know.
Well, what seems to be the main complaint?
Well, the main problem is we went to this Christmas party, and I bent down to put some cheese dip on a cracker, and the toupee went into the cheese dip, and everybody quit having cheese dip, and the hostess started crying. You know, we spent a couple hours trying to fish it out of the cheese dip. And well, this may be funny to you, sir. You had to be there. I took it home and I put it in the washer dryer. You know, we got the cheese dip off it. And we had one of those with the windows in them. You know those kinds. Now there's another problem. See, the kids, they like to sit and watch it now. They're mad at me because I'm returning it. You know.
Oh well, you want the full exchange on that?
No, I don't want the full exchange. I'd like to get a real cheap one just to stick in the washer dryer for the...
Did your wife tell her she was getting it for you?
No, I didn't know she was... Well, you know, looking back, she came in one morning and with this piece of paper, and she had me put my head on the piece of paper. Well, you can get the wrong size, you know, if you don't put your head on the piece of paper. I mean, it's embarrassing. It fits me, but it's embarrassing enough. But if I got one that didn't fit me, I'd be... She never told me why she traced it on the paper.
And the reason you wanted to return it?
Well, the main reason is that, you know, it doesn't do what you people say it's going to do.
Well, it does make you look younger.
I know, you keep saying that. It makes me look years younger, but I still would like to return it. I still like to return it.
Well, that particular model is guaranteed to stay on in a hurricane. Excuse me.
I know it stay on a hurricane, but see, we're from Iowa, and we don't get that many hurricanes. I wanted to stay on mainly when I got on for the cheese dip. That's what I'm just.
But do you still have the price tag?
You need the price tag on it.
Oh, certainly.
Could I use the phone?
Why, yes.
Honey, yeah, listen, you want to call the Hennessy's? Yeah, and ask them to look in the bottom of the cheese dip bowl, see if there's a price tag.
Hey! It's a long hey you got there. My wonderful... one whole blank page for hey. My wonderful girls, the Gold Diggers, you know, they're here tonight. They were on my Thanksgiving show. That's because they make any holiday a special occasion. As a matter of fact, I'm going to think up a few more holidays so I can have them around more often. Ladies and gentlemen, the talented and beautiful Gold Diggers.
You better not cry, better not cry, I'm telling you, Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking each one, going to find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He knows when you've been sad, he knows when you're awake. Good morning, he knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. You'd better watch out, you'd better not, I'm telling you. Santa Claus is coming to town. Here he comes, with Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Here he comes, walking in a winter wonderland. You better watch out, you better not, I'm telling you. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Daddy,
Yesy.
I want a diamond ring, bracelets, everything. Daddy,
Yesy.
you want to get the best for me. Daddy,
You all look swell in sable clothes, Paris label.
Daddy,
What?
you want to get the best for me. Here's an amazing revelation with a bit of stimulation. We'd be a great sensation.
Yeah, you'd be my inspiration.
Daddy, I want a brand new car, champagne, caviar. Daddy, get the best for me.
I give to you, and you give to me. True
So on and on, it will always be true love, for you and I have
seems that the parking problem gets worse and worse, and if it's tough for you and me, can you imagine what it's like for Santa Claus? Here to give you an idea of what Santa may be going through this very moment is a very good friend, the wonderful Mr. Dom DeLuise.
Hey, fella, don't you read English? You can't park over here. This is a tow-away zone. Move it out of here. Huh? Yeah, ho, 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 and a Merry Christmas to you, too. Now move it. I don't care what you gotta deliver. You take those funny-looking horses out of here, I'm gonna give you a ticket. Who? Their names are Donna, Blitzen, and I don't care if it's Bonnie and Clyde. You gotta get them out of here. Okay, fella. What is your name? St. Nicholas? Come on. Now, don't waste my time. It's cold. What's your real name? Kris Kringle? Don't feel bad. After Spiro Agnew, anything goes. Look, buddy, what is your business? Spreading Christmas cheer. Have you got a license to peddle booze? No license, huh? Okay. What's in that big bag? I said, open that bag. Open that big white... Colored television set. Tape recorders. Transistor radios. Where'd you get this stuff? What? They were made for you by a bunch of elves? Suspicion of burglary. All right, you're coming down to the police station with me. What? What do you mean, a Christmas present for me? What's a Christmas present for me? I throw the book at you and then you give me a Christmas present? Oh, wow. Oh. Jesus, it's a gold fountain pen. It's just what I always wanted, you know? Hey, mister with the beard, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this beautiful pen, and I'm going to cross out all these petty little charges that I have down here, crossing them all out. And instead, I'm going to write down one thing. Attempted bribery.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi. Hey, you know, it's great to see you. How you been?
Not too bad, old buddy. And you?
I get by. Hey, you're looking just great.
Hey, you're a sight for sore eyes yourself.
Well, hey, it's that time of year again, you know?
Yeah, we've been meeting like this for a lot of Christmases.
You know something? Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without you, Louie.
Well, shall we change gifts?
Okay, let's exchange gifts. Merry Christmas, Louie.
Merry Christmas. Hey, Charlie. Y'all know my pal Ken Lane here. My biggest problem is what to get him for Christmas. Ken has arthritis, bursitis, rheumatism, sinus. What do you get for a guy who's got everything? I think I'll sing a Christmas song. Let's see. What do I know? What do I know?
Well, how about tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
I don't know the lyrics either. Where does it say you sing like that? That's $500. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to kiss and neck with Doris Day. Laugh, all right, but don't sing. Remember the famous words of Mrs. Santa Claus, who once said to Santa, "Good heavens, where you been? Those reindeers have been here 3 days already." Anything in the closet, I've not opened it up yet.
Merry Christmas, dear.
And to you.
It's pretty crowded in that closet with all those empties. Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
And I like the color of your nose. I'd like you to lead my sleigh tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Robert Ho.
Have a big one. I will. What do I got? Not much of a part, you know. I'm always available.
This is the time of the year for parties. And you can always count on the gang at the office to get together long about now for their Christmas bash. And here's Dom DeLuise at the office party. All these children belong to the people who work on my show. Thank you, sweetheart. And they're just like family to me, so I invited them here to share a little Christmas fun with me and my guest. Now I'm going to ask some questions. You're all right, kiddo. Have you got a favorite singer? You got a favorite singer? What? What are you going to give your mommy for Christmas? Yeah. Oh, one of those? Oh, yeah. You can drop it now, Harry. Do you know who I am? Who? Dean Martin? I'm glad I found that out. Well, I want to talk to you kids some more, but right now, I've got a real surprise for you, because you're going to be entertained by my next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the nice man from Gentle Bend, Mr. Dennis Weaver.
Are you comfortable? Huh? Well, I know one thing. You're beautiful. You know what I'd like to do for you? I'd like to sing you a little song, but you know something? I'm going to need your help. Because yes, I'm going to need your help. Because
Every song is saying we're going to need your help.
Right. Because I'm telling you, I don't think that I can get through this by myself. So, first it's the tambourines, right?
Right.
And next it's what?
The whistles.
The whistles, right, the whistles. And then the tambourines. I thought I'd fool you, I didn't. And then the horns, right? The horns, right. So when I point to you, that's when you all got to jump in and help me. Then you help me, right, when I point to you. You got it? Okay, here we go. When I was just a little lad, full of health and joy, my father came home late one night and gave to me a toy. A wonder to behold it was, with many colors bright, and the moment I laid eyes on it, it became my heart's delight. It went... I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. The first time that I picked it up, I had a big surprise. For right on the bottom were two big buttons that looked like two green eyes. I first pushed one and then the other, and then I pushed the lid. And when I sat it down again, this is what it did. It went... Just what it was, and I guess I never will. It first marched left, and then marched right, and then marched under a chair. And when I looked where it was gone, it wasn't even there. I started to sob, my daddy laughed, for he knew what I would find. When I turned around, my marvelous toy was chugging from behind. It went... I never know just what it was, and yes, I never will. The years have gone by too fast, it seems, and I have my own little boy. And yesterday I gave to him my marvelous little toy. His eyes nearly popped right out of his head, and he gave a squeal of glee. Neither one of us knows just what it is, but he loves it just like me. It went... I never know just what it was, and I guess I never will. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. Oh, darling. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah.
Thank you for coming by and entertaining the kids here.
Yeah, I get a lot of practice at this, Dean. I got a bunch of them at home myself.
Yeah, well,
you know, not to mention a 650-pound bear.
Oh, yeah. He must be hard to handle.
No, not really. Whatever he wants, I do.
Oh. Hey, while we're all here, why don't you join me with Ken Lane and we'll sing some Christmas music?
Been waiting.
Come on.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Toll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. Lord in the world, the Lord is done. Let every savor give. Let every heart preparing brew. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in toy trains, peppermint canes. Christmas is for kids.
Christmas is for kids.
New skates, almonds and dates. Christmas is for kids.
Christmas is for kids.
Snowflakes, puddings and cakes. Warm hearts, cinnamon tarts. Look around, my friend, and you will see. Christmas is for kids. Christmas is for kids. Christmas is for kids like you and me.
Yeah, Christmas is really for the kids. And one of the nice things about our Christmas shows in the past few years was that we sent carloads of toys to youngsters in children's hospitals and orphanages all over the country. Well, this year, the very generous people who made these toys are donating $100,000 worth of toys, and that's going to fill a lot of stockings. So I've asked some of my friends to help me play Santa Claus. And I'd like to start by telling all you kids at the St. John's Hospital in Steubenville, Ohio, where I was born, to keep a sharp eye out for Santa, because he's on his way with lots of gifts for you.
St. Nick told me that he was on his way to the Mexico Children's Home in San Antonio, Texas.
And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is going to be happy to make a stop at the Hartford Hospital Pediatrics Ward in Hartford, Connecticut.
And you kids at the New England Home for Little Wanderers will be happy to know that Santa Claus got all your letters, and he's on his way with some shiny new toys.
And to the children of the Dornbecker Memorial Hospital in Portland, we're sending a bag full of toys and games that you'll all love.
Dancer, Prancer, and Blitzen will be parking outside Casa de la Esperanza, House of Hope, in Tijuana, Mexico, with lots of goodies for all the children.
Well, Dean, I hope the boys and girls at the Children's Hospital of Michigan in Detroit are watching, because Santa Claus is going to be good to all of you.
And Santa's been working nights to get his delivery ready for you children at St. Vincent's Orphanage in Chicago, Illinois.
And you children at the Hillcrest Center for Children in Bedford Hills, New York, will be real happy to know Santa had to hire some extra reindeer to make a delivery at your place on Christmas Eve.
And it's going to be a real Merry Christmas for you children at the Angel's Haven in Glen Burnie, Maryland.
And all of you at the Immaculate Heart of Mary Children's Home in Buffalo, make sure that you keep the front walk all shoveled off, because Santa's planning on dropping in there, too.
And things are really humming, Dean, at Santa's workshop, so he can deliver some real fun toys to you children at the Gila Indian Reservation at Levine, Arizona.
We're also sending lots of fine toys to the Holly Hill Children's Home in Cold Springs, Kentucky, so you can have yourself a merry little Christmas.
You know, at St. Vincent's Orphanage in Columbus, Ohio, a lot of eyes will light up brighter than Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer's red nose when they see what Santa's got in store for them.
Santa plans on making a trip to the Children's Convalescent Home in Washington, D.C.
And Santa's helpers advise us that he'll be heading across the Pacific with some goodies for all youngsters at the Children's Hospital for Crippled Children in Honolulu, Hawaii.
You children at the Lifeline Home, Kansas City, Kansas, you're going to find lots of wonderful toys under your Christmas tree.
It's going to be a real happy Yuletide for you children at the Barium Springs Orphanage in Statesville, North Carolina.
I want you kids to know that neither rain, sleet, or snow is going to stop Santa from visiting children at the Children's Hospital of the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C.
And if you children at the Edgewood Orphanage in San Francisco hear footsteps on your roof on Christmas Eve, it'll be Santa with lots of goodies for you.
And on his way down from the North Pole, Santa's making a special stop at the Jesse Lee Home in Anchorage, Alaska.
And you children at the Protestant Children's Home in New Orleans, Louisiana will be happy to know that Santa got all your letters and he's got some nice surprises for you.
You children at the General Children's Home in Indianapolis, Indiana, leave out the welcome mat on Christmas Eve, because Santa's going to drop by.
All of you children at the Clyburn Home for Children in Baltimore, Maryland, will be happy to know we spotted Santa and his reindeer speeding along the Milky Way, and they're headed in your direction.
I'll be loaning my hat to Santa to fill with toys for all the youngsters at the Southern Christian Home in Atlanta, Georgia.
I've been real busy all this week rounding up Santa's reindeer so he can visit all you children at Children's Orthopedic Hospital up there in Seattle, Washington.
And there are lots of fine toys on the way to you children at Terman Avenue Home for Children in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And it's going to be jingle bells for all of you at the Kendall Children's Home in Miami.
Santa's going to be making a stop at the Boys' Home of the South in Greenville, South Carolina.
Be sure to make lots of room under the Christmas tree at the Windacres Orphanage in Cincinnati.
My good friend Barney Fife from Mayberry told me he's given a police escort to Santa, so he'll be sure and get to the Ethel Harpst Home for Children in Cedartown, Georgia.
Santa's going to be making a visit to the Methodist Children's Home in Worthington, Ohio.
Santa Claus will also be making stops on the roofs at the Abbott House, Irvington on the Hudson.
And all you kids at St. Joseph Hospital in Phoenix, Arizona, be sure to clean out the chimney, because Santa's going to drop in on you, too.
You youngsters at the St. Agatha home in Nanuet, New York, will be very happy to know that Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus have included all your names on their gift list.
Now, you children at the St. Mary Villa in Nashville, Tennessee, be sure and leave a light in your front window, because a nice man in a red suit and a white beard is going to be looking for your place.
I wish I could see the smiles on the faces of you kids in Seattle at the Children's Home Society of Washington when you open your presents on Christmas morning.
Even Scrooge is working overtime this Christmas to send lots of wonderful toys to you children at the Memorial Hospital for Cancer, Children's Ward in New York City.
And I hope you children at the Madonna Manor in Marrero, Louisiana have an extra large chimney so that Santa can climb down with all the fine toys he'll be bringing you.
I just checked Santa's itinerary, and you children of the City of Hope Medical Center in Duarte, California, are going to have a most welcome visitor on Christmas Eve.
Well, I want to thank all of my friends for dropping by and helping me make a lot of kids happy. Now, you have a happy holiday, and from all of us to you and your loved ones, a Merry, Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy
From Television City in Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen, Sonny and Cher.
Gee willikers, Sonny and Cher's Christmas show. Hey, I wonder what she's gonna give Sonny this year.
Last year she gave him the shaft.
you.
Thank you.
Well, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Careful.
That's right.
Think any of them were watching?
No. Merry Christmas, little
Same
guy.
to you.
Okay.
Is that your Christmas dress?
Yes.
Isn't that the same? Is that the infamous
No,
dress?
it's a cleaned up version of the infamous dress. It's lots more sequins. Lots more feathers.
In the right place?
Yes.
All right, well, it's Christmas, and because it's Christmas, I think that we should be benevolent to one another, and that you should thank me for all the wonderful things I've done for you. No, I just want you to know that on a Christmas show, I'm going to be Christmas warm to you and Christmas nice. There.
Let me tell you, I get you a Cher doll, and you can play with it as much as you want. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Anyway, I'd like to say to everyone,
Merry
thank you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And it's nice to have me here. And I just
Especially
wanna,
on April Fool's Day. That's your day.
I just want to say, you know something?
No.
This is, we're getting to be like a tradition on Christmas shows, you know? I mean, we're getting to be like mistletoe, holly, eggnog.
Yeah? Pepperoni fruitcake?
You can't faze me tonight because I feel so benevolent, Cher.
You do?
And I'm really excited because I love Christmas at my house. I'm going to get it ready for a real old-fashioned Italian Christmas.
I got the mozzarella on the tree and everything, huh?
Don't be snide. You know how great my Italian Christmases can be.
That's true, I know.
Actually, it's a shame you're going to miss my Christmas dinner.
I know. I love to watch you carve the meatball. That's something special.
No remarks, Cher. You want to know something? Chastity was over today, and you know what we did? We made Italian cranberry sauce.
I wondered why her feet were red.
Come on, Cher. You used to love my Italian Christmas. Remember we used to sit up late and wait for that big fat person with the red nose to come down the chimney?
Yes, I do remember that. How is your mother anyway? I can never understand why she didn't use the front door like everybody else.
All right, Cher. You better watch out, Cher.
Yes.
And I'm telling you why, Cher.
Why?
There's someone out there, Cher, who sees you when you're sleeping.
Yes.
Who knows when you're awake.
Who knows if
you
I've
are
been
bad
good
or
or
bad.
bad.
Or either way. So be good, for goodness sake.
Santa Claus.
No. In your case, it's Rona Barrett. One for the little guy.
Right.
Anyway, folks, tonight's our Christmas show, and it's a really neat show, and we're very proud of it.
Yes.
And then we have some really terrific people on it, and one is our favorite little Christmas package, Chastity Bono.
Yeah.
Also, Miss Bernadette Peters, ladies and gentlemen.
We also have a teeny-weeny little surprise guest later on. And also a wonderful man who has earned the respect and love of millions of television viewers throughout the years.
Sure, you're embarrassing me.
No, son, you're embarrassing me. I'm talking about Captain Kangaroo, Mr. Bob Keesha.
I wonder what the occasion is.
Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all?
How about Rudolph?
I think it's a fine name. And he thinks so too. Oh, Blitzen, look.
Come to Papa, Rudolph. Come on.
Go on, Rudolph. You can do it.
Oh.
Bless you.
You know Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer game. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, "Hey, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, "Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history."
We're the sprites of northern lights. We light up the North Pole nights. I'm Aurora. I'm Sparkle. I'm Glitter. I'm Twinkle.
This is where we live, Rudy. Santa's Village.
We call this snow.
That's right, snow.
Mitzi, he's at it again.
I don't see what the problem is.
Noses are not supposed to glow.
Says who?
Hey, Blitz, wait up! No, not now.
Hey, buddy boy.
Hello, fellas.
So, where's the baby buck?
Embarrassed by your own son.
Come on out, Rudolph.
Rudolph, these are your uncles. Comet, Cupid, and Dasher.
Coochie, coochie, coo. Hey, isn't he the spunky one?
A chip off the old buck.
What? Yikes, look at that.
No need for alarm. It's just an allergy. Let's take him home. Oh, why, I'll lock antlers with the next buck who makes a crack about my son's nose.
He's beautiful, not odd, and perfect the way he is.
You're absolutely right.
Look at my little guy. Isn't he a cutie? This bouncing baby buck of mine, and his name is Rudy. He's quite a strapping reindeer, and it's very plain, dear. He has your grace and style,
but he has his daddy's smile.
Can't wait till he's old enough to play in reindeer games. Then one day he'll pull the sleigh with Santa at the reins.
What about his gleaming nose? It has a healthy shine.
It absolutely glows.
What about his gleaming nose? Look at my little guy with his angelic grin. So cuddly and snuggly, he's sharper than a pin. He's such a special reindeer, he's our candy candy. Don't you want to pinch his cheek? He's exquisitely unique.
Our dear is so endearing, but one thing that I'm fearing, when we start to school him, the kids may ridicule him.
Perhaps they'll ignore it, maybe learn to adore it. He has that certain spark, I bet that nose glows in the dark. Put a cover on it, wear a lampshade upon it. Forgive us for finding Rudy's nose is simply blinding. What about his gleaming nose? It is a little pink.
He'll grow out of it, I think.
What about when Rudolph grows? Will it grow any dimmer, or will it start to shimmer? What about his gleaming, ever-gleaming, neon shining nose?
Yes, what about?
Yes, what about? Yes, what about? Yes, what about? Yes, what about? Rudolph's shining
All right, break it up. Show's over.
Oh, hello, Boone. Hello, Doggle.
Any mail today for S. Claus?
Let me check.
If we play our cards right, we'll be up for a promotion before you know it.
You mean we won't be picking up the mail anymore?
That's small potatoes for exceptional elves like us. We'll be promoted to the factory floor. That's where all the action is.
Oh, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.